So because some of
See,
the-
Manamorphose, Paretic Rituals, Sleight of Hand Opt, and what's the other blue card? So it seems like a functional hand.
yeah, it does things.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not.
What do you think about Opt versus Sleight of Hand?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I think Sleight of Hand is slightly stronger. Because you see both cards and then you know if the second card is the better card, but and as he fires it off turn one anyways, and it seems that Matthias has won the die roll. I think Sleight of Hand is a bit better.
It's way better, yeah.
Yeah, now he puts the perfect he draws the perfect card only to so Lucian can discard it a turn later. Okay.
Maybe if there is. There's also Remand in hand by Matthias.
Yeah. Ah, that was the blue card that I missed. Okay. So fetch land into Inquisition of Kozilek. So we have perfect information of Matthias' hand. Oh, that's quite a mediocre hand. It's one Manamorphose, Remand. Can play a little bit for the longer game by remanding something, but he is missing some essential bits and pieces. So he has neither has some kind of engine card like Past in Flames, nor or Gifts Ungiven, nor does he have any of the creatures. So
yeah. So no none of the key cards. Well, Manamorphose is a good card, but it does not bring no, does not much.
And usually you don't just fire it off to draw a card.
Yeah.
So
I guess there's Ren and 6 in
yeah, I would be. I just wanted to say I would be very astonished if he didn't take the remand, because that's a card draw, and yeah.
Yeah, I also would go for that. That's
and
very
it's
legit.
kind of a tempo. It would have blocked him for a turn, playing other spells.
Yes, and you don't want to give the Storm player the chance to play his creature and then make just for 1 mana this counter, this remand, and getting another card. So there's so many things. Because if you want to play your removal, it really has to need has to bring the creature in the grave.
Yeah. Okay,
Ready?
so he just goes for some card advantage, returning a land.
But now there is a chance if he finds a creature. Oh, he did not.
Yeah, and Grape Shot is not actually the best card. A naked Grape Shot doesn't do that much. He didn't play he has an Electromancer, but he didn't play it.
There's still a
I wonder if he's on the plan of just playing a land per turn until he has like 4 or 5 lands. As long as there's no Liliana on the table, that's an okay plan.
Liliana can be a problem in this situation.
He's just waiting. Because Grape Shot and 1 Ritual and an Electromancer don't do much.
Yeah, definitely. So he's getting for another mana. I don't know. I don't think he has a Bloodbraid Elf in hand.
And if so, there's a huge difference if he Bloodbraids into Tarmogoyf or if he Bloodbraids into it's just an
the activation and the bolt is the mountain is still untapped because he has a bolt in hand, which is very good.
Yeah, and Matthias probably also picked up on that.
Yeah,
which is probably why he doesn't want to play his Electromancer. Yeah, here we run the risk that sooner or later Renan 6 ultimates.
He's already showing his bolt, and Renan 6 is very close to the ultimate.
If Renan 6 ultimates and you can play like 4 Inquisition of Kozilek, the game's over.
This is game, definitely.
So, 2 Pyretic Rituals, Grape Shot, a Manamorphose, and an Electromancer and some card, the second card from the back, I don't know.
It's not the past, no. The past is the last card. Or, no, the last one was a other.
Oh yeah, Past in Flames.
Oh, there
yes,
he has a goblin.
Yeah.
He has one.
Yeah, he already had it last turn, so I think he drew a Past in Flames. And now he's thinking if it works to go off, or if he should wait another turn and draw another card.
This is actually a good plan to play against the jump deck.
Yeah, if as long as the opponent doesn't find a discard spell or B Liliana, it's a really good plan, because every land is like a a steady, let's say. Oh yeah, Gifts Ungiven. That's might do the trick. So the problem with Gifts Ungiven is that he probably has to play the Electromancer, then Pyretic Ritual, Mana Morphose into blue mana to play Gifts Ungiven. And I have no idea if that's enough.
There is also, oh yeah, but it really needs to do everything on its a instant speed, because there's still the Bolt in the hand by Lucian.
Yeah, and he has more or less. He can more or less be certain that this Bolt is not an empty threat, because yeah, I think if he ships the turn, his opponent Lucian will just sacrifice Remnant 6 and cast as many discard spells as he has lands in hand, and as many as he has black mana. Okay,
there are two bolts. Oh, there he is.
So he plays a ritual, and in response, Lucian plays bolt. Putting a very short end to.
There is no chance for blue mana here, if there would have been a remand or something like that. So Electroman's down.
Okay. He has some mana floating, and he has 3 red mana floating, and he can play another ritual, then Past in Flames. He's probably trying to just put the Remnant 6 off of ultimate.
Yeah, it's a good. Oh, now he gets his blue mana if he needs it.
Yeah, sure, but the question is, he's now expended. Oh, yeah,
Echoing
that's true. He has expended a lot of resources, and I'm not sure if here he should just bounce Remnant 6 or if he.
Oh, he goes for Gifts Ungiven.
Targeting you.
So let's change the camera view. Let's have a look.
So he needs some stuff that makes him resilient.
Giving more mana.
Yeah, probably he'll just try to have as redundant a hand as possible, because Inquisition of Kozilek cannot take the Past in Flames, but it can take the Grape Shot, which is not that much of a problem. He has to choose different cards. So maybe he'll also choose some cantrips, but he'll probably choose just 3 Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, and Mana Morphose, and then something else to make it so discard spells don't. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. Yeah, they've seen it. I guess the players are also quite tired after a full day of.
It's a lot of magic here going on in this area. I mean, 8 rounds. And then if
Yeah.
we want to go for the trophy, we need some 3 more rounds.
Yeah.
So this is a huge tournament.
It's grueling.
This
Yeah.
more Magic that you play, for example, at a GP.
Okay, so he gets the 2 lands as could have been foreseen. And next turn, so he's setting up to next turn. You play a land and then say go. And next turn, he can play another land, which is again a permanent ritual in a way.
Yes.
And
there is the ultimate.
yeah. And now he'll be barraged by a lot of discard spells.
Yep.
So he has 1, 2, 3 black mana, meaning if he has 3, he has 3 lands in hand.
4 lands, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he can retrace 3 times Inquisition of Kozilek.
Could also play 4 times the Bolt.
But I guess here you really want to just make it, if possible.
Yeah, but there's.
I mean, he doesn't
for 1 mana.
4 times.
I know he has
He has only
2 red
mana.
sources. Yes.
Yeah, if he could have killed him, I guess he would. But
yeah, he would.
Here you take away everything but the Past in Flames, and then he just dies because he can never Past in Flames and cast a spell.
Yeah.
Well, he cannot, at least for another turn. He's still not in the worst of situations, Matthias, because as soon as he has 6 mana, he can Past in Flames and then cast all these rituals in his graveyard, cast Manamorphose and Sleight of Hand, and I guess that already makes for a lot of mana. 3, 4, 5, 6 red mana, 4 red mana and 2 blue mana, and then draw cards, and then Grape Shot.
These are. That's actually this. Yeah.
Should be about 8 or so damage. And he can do the old remand trick. He can Grape Shot, remand, Grape Shot.
Oh wow.
No, he cannot, because well, as long as Grape Shot is in his graveyard, he cannot, because now it's still in his hand, but I guess Lucian will discard it next. Yeah.
So this is something that we didn't see before here on the stream. Ran in 6 ultimates, so bringing some new spice
powerful.
here. But this is it's very special. So the players here really thinking about a lot. So really have to be sure if what I do, if it's right.
If it's optimal.
So yeah, because I mean, as you said, there are so many possibilities also for both players to go off, and I mean, well, for jump players not that much.
I'm not sure if he would have wanted to. No, he can only cast 1 black spell anyway, so he still has Grave open. And now he bolts from his hand. Yeah, he also wants, Lucian also wants to finish the game as fast as possible, because things can only go wrong as long as his opponent has Past in Flames in hand and he cannot discard it.
This is a real deal, so you really have to think about every step, whatever you do. So not giving a spot or an open window to
Matthias
to
is at a virtual 7 because Lucian can bolt him, and he can even buy back bolt, so he's at the virtual 4.
Yeah.
Next turn, depending on if he plays well, he can also just attack with Treetop Village for 3 mana, but if he plays Ren 6 and buys back a land, it's the same. It's the same, costs 2 and then discarding tapping a land to play bolt. Okay.
So now it would be very interesting to see what was the draw from Matthias.
Well, I guess there's not too much except for any of the creatures. If it were any of the creatures, then he'd insta-play it.
Yeah.
But as it is...
Oh, wow, double bolt.
Yeah, sure, exactly. He could also have just activated Treetop and attacked.
This is game 1 for Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
Lucian.
Okay, so as an accomplished John player, and Matthias with
Only a
what
fun player.
what can I even do?
You mean for sideboarding?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Exactly.
Um,
So
but you can also do this kind of spell bombing the graveyards away and so on. Drawing cards is also very sweet. You know, I've been 2 weeks on holiday, so I don't know my sideboard. No.
but he has a
Nice
yeah,
damping sphere.
damping sphere exactly.
Collect brutality is also very nice, and you also can think about
Yeah, empty the. He's
about the
obviously
engineer.
Yeah, thinking about empty the warrens.
Yes, I definitely will take him.
Which
The
brings the plague engineer.
Yes,
And
to discard.
some fetch hate, because the fetch hate incidentally also is very helpful towards gifts ungiven.
Yeah.
So the Ashiok is really bad and also nukes the graveyard.
Yeah.
So it does double duty.
Yeah, that's really a big threat. Yeah. And there's also damping sphere,
Mm-hmm.
which is very annoying.
So what to take out?
Yeah, that's a question.
Some. Yeah,
Oh,
I guess.
wow, there's this like an elvish dude from a new from the last
mean
core
Reclaimer?
set. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
It's a way to access ghost
it's fun.
quarters and so on.
But maybe I would take out some of the Bloodbraid elves. But you can judge me. Maybe it's also bad.
No,
but
I guess I think
I
I would. I mean, he's taking out Kolagan's command, which is a very slow card.
Yes, it is.
I'd also take out some Liliana.
Liliana is actually very good. I don't think she's so bad. Well, you can take out one or.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need
not
full
all
play
of them.
set.
And he's following your. Yeah, no, he doesn't follow your advice. he's still thinking if he should take out the.
And maybe also Renin.
And on the other side we see Leyline of Sanctity, a big hate card against all things discard.
Yes, that's pretty annoying. I think taking out the bolts, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Usually when he's revealing some cards.
He put it in.
Okay. So he's taking out Echoing Truth and one Gifts Ungiven, because also Gifts Ungiven, you can somehow go from the assumption that your opponent will be taking in graveyard hate against your deck.
Yeah. It's something you really have to take into account.
Even if it's just a Nile spell bomb, it costs you a lot of value if you cannot flash back your rituals.
I think John is some really sweet cards there for this matchup, but
yeah, we can feel the John love from emanating from your heart.
No.
I think
it doesn't matter.
General,
it doesn't matter to me who wins.
No, in general, I think John is usually set up well to win against most combo decks, because it has so much discard. Like in the last game, it can matter if you have just Inquisition of Kozilek and not Thoughtseize, but yeah, after the Rendered 6 Ultimate, there's not much that Matthias can do.
What do you think about Renin 6 in this matchup?
He's not good.
I also don't like it.
Because maybe he fixes your mana, but he does nothing productive.
It doesn't interrupt your opponents.
Yeah.
It's not killing his creatures because they are 1/3 or 2/2. So it's basically, it just gives you the mana. Wow, okay, now it won. It won in the game.
Yeah,
but it could also be another card.
We have to say that Matthias did very little during a few turns.
Yeah.
So that counts for something.
So I think I would be happier with Bloodbraid Elf than Renin 6.
Yeah,
but
it's usually the thing. There are no wrong questions, but there are a lot of wrong answers. So usually, in general, it's better to just have a creature, a random 2/2, than to have something which can never win.
Exactly.
And Renin 6, well, it can win, like
As shown before.
Yeah, but it can even technically win by itself. It can just -1, +1, -1, +1
Yeah, yeah.
for an eternity. But yeah, that's not how
But the games are not going so long
yeah,
against Skipstorm.
games don't play out that way. And it's not disruptive, so
But aren't you still thinking about sideboard cards? So
yeah, he's shuffling in, shuffling out, shuffling in. Ah, yeah.
did you see that pen? Beautiful.
Ooh, a blinking unicorn.
Blinking unicorns. Okay, so we took the right player with the right pen to the free match table here.
Yeah, I don't know if the people on stream can see it, but the stamp that all the players got, that's why everybody has this black blotch on his hand. The stamp that they got 8 rounds ago when they registered is a unicorn. So he's very much on theme.
Oh,
With
really?
his, yeah, it's a unicorn stamp. So
I didn't look at it so closely.
Lucian got a theme stamp.
What is the reason for a stamp?
I've no idea. It's just a stamp that Christoph at registration had with him. So he has a few unicorn stamps, and yeah, that's the stamp for today.
Maybe it's also a thing to talk about. Talk about for us.
Yeah, I mean, he brought the right pen with him. Oh, and I see that Lucian even played in the same shop as I did when I worked for 1 year in Denmark.
Oh, really?
And a very famous shop in Denmark is this Pharaoh's Cigar.
Okay, where is it?
It's in Copenhagen, yeah.
Okay.
It's a very big shop. They also have the Danish Masters there, which is
nice.
usually around 100 people. And yeah, his life pad is from Pharaoh's Cigar. So
it's always really cool to visit some shops when you're abroad.
Yeah.
I like that
yes,
too.
very much.
Because in the end, we all love the same game. So it's
Yeah,
really
exactly. And he draws the Ren 6, so
Yeah,
let's see
get
how
it.
good that is. 2 of them even. I think the hand, in a way, in terms of interaction, okay.
It's the same start with a slate of hands.
He has a
on turn
fatal
1.
push, which is good.
Oh, he has 2 Ren 6 in hand.
Yes, exactly. It's like a mulligan in a way, like a mulligan to 6, or one could even argue 5. Peatland's good.
I guess this is the discard. Yes.
Ah, okay.
There
yes.
is an Inquisition, of course.
It wasn't a fatal push.
Oh, I guess there was one. The last card.
So fatal push and yeah, I think then it's keepable, but it's quite boring.
So taking one out and then pushing the other, these can be a thing.
And we also see that Matthias' hand again is very light on stuff. No cantrips, 3 lands. And Past in Flames, which is okay if you have it in hand, but if you don't have the setup like the rituals and the electromancers, then it's not good.
It's really hard to cast.
Last game he nearly won without one of his creatures, but
So
now we see
decided
probably Ren 6. And I have to say I don't like it because it's does he keep the mana open or does he play Ren 6 and do nothing for 1 turn?
Well, for me personally, I'm not sure to play Ren 6 here because you're tapping out. And this is actually what Matthias, what the Storm player wants.
But on the other hand,
he knows
Matthias
he has
would
information
have
in hand.
to draw very well.
Yeah. There's one unknown card.
It's a treetop village in the middle. You mean one unknown card by Matthias?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. He goes for the slowest version. Yes. And Matthias, does he fall for the trick?
His Manamorphose.
He cannot really play around that. Okay, gets pushed. That's that. Okay, now he has 2 Ren 6 and an Elvish Reclaimer, so he can play all of those. that's such a slow clock. Oh, and he even has 2 lands that make only green mana. So if he draws a Liliana, he's unable to.
Yeah, yes, nurturing
he has
peatland.
peatland. Okay. So, but
And
if he
can...
takes back a land, the reclaimer will never be a clock.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely a point.
I'm interested in seeing what he does with the reclaimer, because he'll probably not get a ghost quarter or whatever, because he cannot screw Matthias over.
How many lands does the reclaimer need?
3 lands.
3 lands.
He has a peat land, and yeah, then it gets hard. At the moment, he has 1 land in graveyard.
We can find another one with the reclaimer. Bring 1 more into the graveyard, so that's a good chance for some next turns. But there's
but that's 6. Again, it's really slow. He'll probably activate the treetop village, and I'm not sure. All of the plans seem very slow.
Yeah. I see. I think there are 2 lands in hands for Lucian and another Ran and 6. Is there a Baron more? I guess.
That would at least do something, because it's a land in graveyard for the reclaimer. Ooh. And it's a and there we go.
Now things are kicking off.
Storm 2 and 2 maybe probably blue and red mana.
There's Empty the Warrens in hand.
Yeah.
And Serum Visions.
Ooh. Doesn't seem too well.
Yeah. Fiery Islet. Tapping for...
Okay, just a few goblins.
At least. Look, tokens are really annoying for jump players.
That and on the other hand, like this, he doesn't fall prey to what happened last time. Like this, Ren 6 can never ultimate.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch! Yeah.
Oh, wow!
What a blowout!
Did he drew it now? I think so.
Yes,
I didn't
he did.
see
and
before.
It's a one-off in this sideboard.
Oh, wow!
How devastating!
This is brutal.
Exile the graveyard and then kill all creatures except for Baral. Okay, so he's speaking in board game terms. He's back at square one.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's not a Barrymore. It was a Bojuka Bog. This is a card that I don't see really very often in Jaunt.
Yeah, but if you have an Elvish Reclaimer, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you can instant speed get it. If he didn't have it in hand, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. He would have been able to get it for 2 mana, in case, for example, Matthias plays Past in Flames.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, this was a huge turn for Lucian here on the right side, playing with Jan, the Swiss Magic Masters. But there's also some chances here for Matthias with Gift Storm. Yeah. So what will be the best cards to draw now?
I guess Gifts Ungiven would be among the good cards to draw. So he plays something that's not cost reduced. Serum Visions, and we see a Ritual and something else. Maybe he's already putting the stuff on the bottom. And he still has Fiery Islet, but I guess he'll not crack that because...
There's a Thoughtseize.
Depending on... yes, we'll see his hand.
On the top.
That's not that bad because it doesn't cost that much more. What is bad is... Does he have another Pachuca Bog? I think he wouldn't fetch for a land. Does he want the man land? What he could do is he could get for example, a...
Does it find you any land?
Yes. You have to pay 2 and sacrifice a land to get any land.
Wow.
And it comes into play, as you see here. It comes into play tapped, which in the case of Pachuca Bog is not that bad because it
Yeah.
always comes in tapped. And Pachuca Bog, it has the potential to blow you out. Okay. Yeah, and Renan 6 already ticking up to ultimate again, like
Maybe
last
I
game.
have to rethink what I said about Ren and 6 in this matchup. It's
No,
doing
I mean,
a job. but I see
it's
with
a
Pachuca
result.
Bog together,
Yeah,
if you have this in your deck,
then it's okay.
that's actually cool.
But you need a way to kill your Pachuca Bog.
Yeah.
You need a reclaimer, so you can sacrifice Pachuca Bog, then replay it, then sacrifice it.
It's definitely a little bit another game plan, but I actually really like it.
Yeah, the reclaimer adds a whole new dimension because, like this with Renan 6, you can play Pachuca Bog every turn.
Or there was the crack of the canopy land.
And I think here it's getting dire for Matthias.
Oh.
Perinia. Or what is Area of Flame, sorry.
Yes. Giving 2 life to the jump player. This card can actually do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, now he just needs something like a gifts ungiven, or because his graveyard will be emptied every turn, and
so now there is, I guess, the swing with the treetop village.
Now he doesn't have 3 lands in graveyard, so it's a 1/2 and
now
for 6 for 8. Yeah, fetching with the fetch land to attack for 8, which is conveniently enough a 2-turn clock. So Matthias needs, I guess, gifts ungiven. There's not too much else that saves him.
So really needs to find something against these power dudes here on the right side. And there's another Tarmogoyf.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it wouldn't have even been necessary because Lucian has 8 power on board, so Matthias is dead on board if he. That was not it.
That's another Aria, I guess.
That or a Paratic Ritual. I didn't see it too well. I think he's more or less drawing dead. Now he's mixing his graveyard and his exile.
The Fiery Islet was not in the exile.
Yeah. He, like me, is of the sort that never gives up.
Yeah.
Even in the face of total doom, he just plays his land and says go.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, you can also bluffing.
Yeah, but I
bluffing
think
for a supreme verdict at instant speed.
Yeah, I think in this situation he really has your number, Lucian.
Yeah, and there's also Ren and 6 ultimates, I guess, in next
There
turn.
are like 5 bad things happening at once.
Yeah, and there's the handshake.
What Matthias, and it was a Paratic Ritual.
Oh, it was.
Doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, just give him the 3 mana.
He just walked into an anvil and got hammered by a lot of discard and by Renan 6 ultimate.
Yeah. So we really have a 2-0 win for jump player.
And Lucian made it look easy.
Yeah.
It's play some discard, ultimate Renan 6, and then just place a lot more discard.
Yeah.